Right, so what I think I'm going to start with is we're going to do another book for Lucien to read. And that involves a lot of implementation. And actually, it's not in the follower quest. It's in the book reading quest. Here we are. Scenes. So we did... Book of the Dragonborn before. With all these heckin' words. So now we're going to do... What was it? What was it that you guys were recommending? Was it advances in lockpicking? Because I'm looking for really short ones. Because it takes forever to record this stuff. It takes absolutely forever when you're doing books. So I'd really like them to be really short ones. Yes, it was advances in lockpicking. Here we are. That is lovely and short. That's just what I'm looking for. So we're going to do this. Thing I've noticed, by the way, there's a trope, and I'm guilty of this because I use this in one of my short stories. Whenever any character in any story identifies themselves as a thief, they always follow it up by saying, I'm a good thief. Like, so often. I'm a thief, and I'm a good one. I'm a thief, and a good one at that. I'm a thief. I'm a good thief. They're never just an okay thief. They're never like, I'm a thief, part-time, I'm working on improving my skills. Been to a thief workshopping session. Struggling a bit. That's true, an okay thief is in jail. That's true. That's a good point. That might be why. The only thieves who get around, who are able to write books about it afterwards are good thieves. Anyway, sorry, there was a question, wasn't there, from Sacré Histoire. Hello, Créhistoire, qu'est-ce que c'est la question? I noticed that during the trailer for the upcoming main quest overhaul, Lucien Flavius made an appearance. He did. What's the question? Is the question, is he in it? Because yes, he is. That's why he's in the trailer. We're just doing an interaction patch. You know, same way we have about all the different, all the other mods that Lucien has interaction patches for. I'm collaborating a bit with the people working in the extended cut to have a out-of-the-box interaction patch for it anyway, because we need a patch. As a rule, we would need a patch, because Lucien's main quest commentary wouldn't work with the extended cut unless we patched it, because they're changing a bunch of things. So I'd need to do that. Yeah, we're doing an interaction patch. So while we're at it, thought make it into a proper interaction patch, which is cool. As to what do I think about the main quest overhaul, I know nothing about it. I know what you know. I've seen the trailer. I've got no more info than that. But it sounds cool as a concept. Sounds like a massive project. I don't envy them the amount of work to do. And working with the main quest as a rule is always a nightmare. That thing is so precariously balanced. It's bodge on top of bodge on top of hack on top of bodge. You know, there's so much code in it that's just commented out. It's a bit of a nightmare. So, right. Anyway, Tiny Lucien does grab the mouse cursor. It's cute, isn't it? Aren't they revoicing some people as well? I don't think so. I hadn't heard they were planning on revoicing anyone. I think they're going to have interaction with the voiced Serana, with the, the custom, the revoiced Serana mod. Probably. I think I heard that. But I don't know. What about a mod called Apotheosis? Now I've heard of that. That's been around for years, hasn't it? As something that's been worked on. I don't really know. Isn't it Daedra Planes? Isn't it like an Odyssey into the Daedric realms? I don't know where they're at with that, though. Oh, thank you so much for the sub, Dwermacog. Yes, you do get a new hat at 9 months. Go on, send a message. Post something. I think you get the Sweet Roll hat at 9 months. Thank you so much for subbing for so long. Dwermacog, you did say you had a question for me, by the way, before in the Discord I saw. Feel free to shoot that at me, and I'll do my best to try and answer it. I can't promise to be able to answer, but I'll certainly do my best if I know. Yes, Sweet Roll hat. Love it. Do da 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 da. I love the Sweet Roll hat. It's actually my favorite of the hats. I know you guys like the flower crown more when we did the poll, but the Sweet Roll hat I think is adorable. Okay, right. Let's implement this then. So we're going to do a new quest. Not quest. New scene. J.R. Lucien reading Advances in lockpicking. That advances in lockpicking, and I don't know why I'm speaking like this. But I've suddenly started doing it. Hello, Shuckleberry662. Daydream Mrs. Void, why is Lucien scared of Ori? Can't you guess? I mean, it's not very subtle subtext. Right. Yeah, Bard's hit it on the head. Bard's hit the nail on the head there. She eats people and flirts with him. He does not know what to do with either of those things. Right, let's see if that's probably too many characters, but we'll try. Yep, that's too many characters. Let's cut it down. Nope, bit more. Here we go. That'll do. Because you want to keep it under 150, ideally, to look good on the screen. That's the default limit, but I've broken that, you know, with a slight innie tweak. But you still want to avoid going over that if you possibly can, because it does look a bit funny. That makes the subtitles look very cluttered. Anyway, I want to write about picking locks. Awesome. I read a book about designing locks once. It was good. It gave me lots of ideas. There we go. And that can be the end of line 1. Don't bother head tracking the player, but do start the book reading animation. Now, what's this called? Book? No, idle. Idle book reading. That's the bunny. Idle book reading. And you just put that on the first line and it starts him off. And then he'll keep doing that until something else happens. Usually. It's a bit janky, if I'm honest. But there we go. Okay. We're going to do that. Oh, this is lovely and short. Yeah, lovely, lovely, lovely. And then... Because the super trooper lights are gonna blind me, but I won't feel blue. Right, so what was the question? Question. Right, so Dwemer says, adding someone to a package through dialogue. Well, that's a flag already, because you don't add someone to a package, you add a package to someone. I have a quest with an alias, and in the dialogue I put variable.forceRef2 AK speaker. And in the properties, I made the variable a reference alias and picked the alias I made. Okay, so far so good. That makes sense. But when I try it in the game, the dialogue works, but the NPC does not change to the package in the alias. Oh, I see what you mean. So you're adding your NPC to a quest alias, and the alias has a package on it. I'm with you. So I was wondering if you have a suggestion for making an NPC adopt a package in dialogue. Okay, there are a number of things you could try, Dwemercog. The first thing that you want to use is... Now, let me just try and remember what it is. It is... The first thing to try... Creation kit... now, package... Force... Refresh or something? Evaluate package. Isn't it that? Here we are. Right, this is what you want. Hey, Sid the Cat, welcome to the stream. Okay. So, what you want to do is, after your script, to assign your NPC that particular package, or to add them to that alias, you want this line, directly underneath. Bob.evaluatePackage. And that, what that does is it forces the NPC to reassign, to reevaluate what their current package is. So it reruns through the list and checks, makes sure that they've got the appropriate package. So that's the first thing. If you do that, because sometimes there can be lag. Sometimes it will not work. Sometimes you'll assign a new package, but it'll stay on the old package until something gives it a kick. So I always use that whenever I change packages to force it to update. Now, that might not be the solution. Now, let me just reread what your question was. I just saw your comment about my singing ducking. Thank you. That's kind of you to say. Okay, now, do you know that the NPC fills the alias? Can you see that the alias is actually being occupied by Bob? So if you're, when you add them to the alias, can you see that they have been added to the alias, but the package isn't firing? Or is the problem that, or could it be that they aren't even being added to the alias? You can check that using the console command. I believe it's Skyrim console command. I believe it's SQA. Show quest aliases, I think. But SQA isn't coming up. So you might want SQV. SQV displays all the variables used by quest ID. So in-game, after you've done it, if you do SQV and then your quest ID and then use page up to work back through the console, you'll find a list of all the aliases attached to that quest, and you should be able to see whether or not it's been filled with your NPC. And if it has, then we've narrowed down the problem slightly. If it hasn't, then the problem is that your NPC isn't going into that alias. So that's the next thing to check. So why don't you hop in game now on the stream and see if that works, and then get back to me, and then I'll help you troubleshoot it a little bit further. Anyway, what did I miss from the rest of the chat while that was going on? Hey, Butane Boss, welcome to the stream. You can redeem Hydrate, but I need to get a drink for that. So I'll nip and pour my tea in a second. Just letting it brew a minute longer. Right, so where did we get to with this? Some guys make locks with angled keyholes. Sometimes I carry copper lockpicks. Copper lockpicks break easy too. Be careful. So we got down to here. So we want to do this line now. Now I reckon. I hate the way it highlights. There we go. I reckon we're going to go down to there. Hey, Mads! Great to see you. How are you doing? Lucien wouldn't notice. Marine. Lucien, if there was any possible explanation, any possible logical explanation, no matter how convoluted, that the person in question didn't in fact have a crush on Lucien, he would assume it's that. He would not notice unless they specifically told him. In which case he would go into one of his fluster meltdowns. But otherwise, no. He would be completely unaware. Ah, too long. This makes it hot. Nope, still too long. There we go. I'll hold my torch close to the lock. That's right. That's where we're up to. Awesome beans. Awesome beans, cool beans, awesome sauce. Just created awesome beans. That could be a new thing. Let's start saying awesome beans. Pepper that into your conversations from now on. So we got, I hold my torch close to the lock. Oh, I hold my torch close to the lock. Oh, I hold my torch close to the lock. Oh, I hold my torch close to the lock. This makes it hot. This makes it hot. Rightio. Just paste this one in. Be careful not to burn yourself. Wonderful. Awesome bean sauce. SQV, yes, Dwemacog. If you do SQV and then the name of your quest. So here I've got JR Lucien Celia, JR Lucien Companions, JR Lucien Daedric, etc. Arcanol has a question, and Druxy has a question. How would Lucien react to someone being like, I have a massive platonic crush on you, it's fine. What's a platonic crush? Isn't the very nature of a crush non-platonic? Right, so this is the final line. I love this line, by the way. Some thieves can't read. If you can't read, get someone to read this book to you. It will make more sense then. That's just brilliant. I love that. It's just stupid. It's the classic stupidity that I use a lot in my comedy, but it's great. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. You guys love asking me how would Lucien react to XYZ. I mean, it's fine. If Lucien somehow went to Sovngarde with the Dragonborn, how would he react and what would he say? He'd be fascinated and a bit annoyed because he generally doesn't hold much truck with religion. Like, the gods obviously exist, but he doesn't think they should be worshipped. So he probably wouldn't be very impressed by it, but he would be fascinated about it as another plane. Yeah, that's kind of all I've got. Spacebound's making cake! Yay for cake! Big fan of cake. Hey, watching hat. Sorry, I haven't said hello to you. Welcome to the stream. And yes, once again, happy Thanksgiving to those of you who are in America. Oh, well, Lucien's a big fan of being friends with people. If someone wants to be friend with Lucien, sure. Lucien would let pretty much anyone be his friend, so long as they aren't evil. No, I know what platonic means. It's just crush means with romantic feelings, normally. So, platonic crush is like, what? But, okay, bromance. He's always what for a bromance? Posture check, thank you. How would he react to XYZ, the last three letters of the alphabet? I think you are messing with me. Hey, Mr. So-Called. Hello, so-called Mr. So-Called. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Shadow Wolf. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right, so this was the final line of the book. And then I usually like to give Lucien a little comment about the book at the end. Something to say about it. So let's just pop a line. Oh, and of course, I've got to make sure it's the right kind of apostrophe. It is. Yeah, it's a vertical apostrophe. Because if you get a diagonal apostrophe, which you get, those of you who write... Okay. Those of you who are making mods and write dialogue in Word or some other text editor that isn't Notepad, when you copy and paste that dialogue from Word into the creation kit, very often you will get a slightly diagonal apostrophe instead of the vertical apostrophe. Okay, and that might seem like not a problem, but it's a massive problem because when you look in game then, that little diagonal apostrophe will show up just as a square because the game can't recognize it. The game can only recognize the vertical apostrophe. The diagonal one is a no. So if you get that diagonal apostrophe and it shows up in game like that, it'll be a square and you don't want that. So always make sure first. And the best way to get around that is to write your dialogue in Notepad first and copy from there. Because Notepad uses the same sort of lexicon of symbols that that this uses. So do that. You also get it with ellipses. That's ... You'll get the same problem. It needs to be 3 separate periods, 3 separate dots for the game to recognize it. If you have it condensed into one character, which Word will do, that will give you a square as well. That's no good. I think you also get it with inverted commas. So, you know, your speech marks. Again, it just needs to be the basic vertical speech marks. If you get ones that go up and some that go down, the game won't recognize those either, and you'll get those squares. So do watch out for that. Very important. Oh, and also, if you do that in a book, in an in-game book, then it won't only show up as a square, it'll cause glitches throughout the entire rest of the book. When you turn the pages, things start overlapping with each other, and the whole thing just has a meltdown. So watch out for that. Right, what else is going on? Many more stuff in the chat. Is there a wiki for someone wanting to learn how to mod Skyrim? Yes, the Creation Kit wiki. Just Google Creation Kit wiki and you'll find it. That's got every function, every condition, every dialogue box explained. It's all explained there on the Creation Kit wiki. Do check that out. However, I have a tutorial series on YouTube called How to Make a Follower Mod Like Lucien Flavius, which is designed for everyone from the very, very basic beginners who've never modded before, right the way up to experts, and it should take you through the whole process. Now, it's been on a little bit of a pause for the last few months because I've been focusing and working on Lucien, but I am going to be getting back to it, and there's 4 episodes there available at the moment. And if you're a beginner wanting to get into modding, apologies for the self-plug, but I did specifically design that to be a great way to get into modding, so I would recommend checking that out if you're interested. Just on my YouTube channel, on the main channel there. Would Lucien be able to cast modded magic spells? There's a list on my website, as I think Noon has just said, which tells you all the spells that Lucien can cast. Yeah, but I never assume anything about the player character. So it could be that you have a low friendship with Lucien, low friendship level with Lucien because you've done something to upset him. Or you might have a low friendship level for any other reason. Your character, that doesn't necessarily imply your character might not be a scholar. You know, your character might be a scholar. There might be no reason for Lucien to assume that you can't read. So, I would never do, while that might be funny, I would never do a line like that because it's very important to maintain immersion and allow players to role play whatever character that they want to be. So I always avoid putting words in their mouths or making assumptions about them. Hey Chevelle, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Wabberjack would be a good one, wouldn't it? I haven't looked. I know that Czech's been recommending Tragedy in Black, so I'll have a look at that one as well. To see what the length is like, but I have a feeling that one might be a bit longer than I was hoping for. But Wabberjack, I think, is nice and short. Oh, hey, Petra, welcome to the stream. Long time no see. But thank you. I hate self-plugging. I have to do it all the time because this is me. You know, I do Twitch streams and YouTube and writing, books and all that stuff. I have to self-plug because that's the only way you ever get remotely successful. But I hate it. It feels so weird and unnatural. I think it's partly a British thing as well. We are really strongly against self-plugging. It comes across as ungentlemanly. But I need to do it, so I just have to get over it and hope people forgive me for it. But it's weird, that. It's weird self-plugging. And I also find, and I know this is common for many writers, is that when the moment you finish a project, in your mind, it becomes the worst thing you've ever done. Like when I finish writing a book or a story or whatever, and the moment I start the next one, that previous one that I've written is like, oh, no, it was awful. Look at all those cringe moments in it, and you really criticize it. But then if you want it to be successful, you still have to self-plug it, and you have to promote it to people. So you're promoting something that you feel is rubbish. And that's really difficult. It's a weird head kind of thing to do. But there you go. That's that. That's the job. So, right. Oh, I love that. I don't know if it's meant to be funny, but it's brilliant. Right, and then that's the end. That's the end of the scene. Lovely little scene. I'll look forward to recording that, but on another week I won't be recording that today. Hello, Helios the Hollow. No, I'm afraid I don't have a date for the next tutorial because at the moment I'm prioritizing working on Lucien. I'm really trying to push to get version 1.6.0 ready to release in a new update. And I'm really doing my best to have that ready by Christmas, which is my current sort of projected goal. I keep pushing back my deadlines because I'm rubbish. But I keep pushing on it. But I will get there. And then after that, I'll be getting back to working on the tutorials. So I would expect, ballpark, that the next part of the tutorial series will probably be ready in January. Sorry that's taken so long, but I only have so many hours in the day and this isn't my full-time job. I have to do a full-time, I'm doing a full-time PhD and I need to always have a full-time job to pay my bills because this is not sustainable. So as lovely as all the support you guys give me is, and it makes a massive difference to my life, I could never pivot to doing this full-time because I would starve. So, yeah, it's, I do my best. I put all the time into it that I can. Oh yeah, Plushian! I've moved him again because I had an important call earlier. But I'll get him back. Come here. Where are you? He clears off when I'm doing a Zoom call. How am I not passed out from exhaustion? I nearly passed out from exhaustion today on my bike ride. Those hills are a menace. Right, so the next suggestion was A Tragedy in Black. Let's have a wee gander. What if someone's beliefs were evil but their actions were not? Would Lucien be okay with it? No, he wouldn't. Anyone who's evil, he wouldn't be okay with. He's not down with evil. This is quite long. This is a lot of lines. I mean, I know it's shorter. I'll put this one as a maybe. We might come back to it if we can't find anything shorter. But there's quite a lot of that there. What about Wabberjack? Was that one short or is that one long as well? No, I want the book. That's quite long as well. Compared to advances in lockpicking, I mean. Lucien's opinion on necromancy. What do you think Lucien's opinion on necromancy is? Before you ask me, what do you think it is? Yeah, it looks short, but you try recording all of that as separate lines. I want the book again. Book. That one's a little bit shorter, isn't it? It looks a bit shorter than Wabberjack. Yeah. No, we can give it a go. I don't know whether we're going to get much shorter, I suppose. We'll give it a try. Yeah, so at the start of Skyrim, Octavius would be the stronger of the two. But someone pointed out probably at endgame Lucien would probably be stronger than Octavius. I'm not telling you that, Butane. That's spoilers. Rest assured, as I said, I'm always very keen not to put words into the player's mouth and to allow them to roleplay. And I know many people choose Stormcloaks, and I am respectful of that. So it would never be just, oh, you've joined the Stormcloaks, that's the end of the mod. Right? That's not how it's going to work. See you, Shadow Wolf. Right, that's first paragraph done. What's good about this one is it's a nice lore book. Lots of lore in it. We like lore. Will I play Oblivion one day? Probably, but it's a matter of time. You know, I do 3 streams a week. And I can't really manage more than that. And generally speaking, these Thursday streams are by far the most popular. The Mondays and the Saturdays tend not to be so popular. So I'm not sure about adding another unrelated gameplay stream. You know, most of you are here for Lucien, generally speaking. Right. There we go. Bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. When am I done with my PhD? Petra's asking. In about 2 years' time. No, Lucien would never be neutral towards the Stormcloaks. Thank you, Ace. That's lovely of you to say. Thanks, Bard. What would you call the Oblivion, Flavius? No idea. See you, Marine Verdancy. Enjoy your family time. So I stress again, as this always comes up whenever we talk about Stormcloaks, Lucien's mother is a captain in the Imperial Legion. Lucien lives in the Imperial City. There is no parallel universe where he's going to be fine with the Stormcloaks. It just would not make sense for his character. And I get the impression you guys like the character that he is. You know, you don't want me to change that, do you? I'm not going to, anyway. But I don't think you'd want me to change that. Right, that's going to have to be a very short line. I think it's important to give characters their own opinions. You know, if they're just a yes man who goes along with everything the player does, then I don't know. I think that makes them less deep and interesting. My whole gist of Lucien from the start, one of my design intentions was to make him feel real. You know, make him feel like a real friend. Immersion's very high up on the list of objectives. So, having his own opinions is definitely part of that, I think. Lots of short lines here. Oh, there was a rogue space there. Look at that so. That so's got a rogue space in front of it. Got to get rid of that. So now what was the final sentence? Thus did he present himself as such to the demon Anui-El and the 8 givers as a friend. I'm going to have to look up how to pronounce that. Anui? Anui? Anui. Matanui. No, that's Bionicle. Bionicle. Who liked Bionicle? How many of you were up for Bionicle? You know, because I loved Bionicle when I was a kid. Bionicle was great. Like, what even was it? As a concept, it was one of the most bizarre things to come out of Lego. But awesome. But what? I loved the movie. Makuta. What a lad. Right, I'm looking forward to saying this. E herma mora altadun padome lucan I. Nailed it. SpongeBob is also bizarre, yes, but that is intentionally bizarre. Anui-El. Thanks, Dragonborn. Thanksgiving is meaningless to me because I'm British, but thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. And then we'll have a little comment at the end, and it makes sense, I think, to probably comment on that bizarre thing. Gosh, that was a bit of a mouthful. Wonder what I just said. I do so hope it wasn't rude. I'm sorry to hear that, Dragonborn. Best wishes to you and your family. Are there any staunch Stormcloak followers? Not that I'm aware of. I'm sure there are. How about Lucien ask the player how he feels about the political landscape of Skyrim, lines with simple responses from the player, pro-Imperial, pro-Stormcloak, Imperial sympathizes Stormcloak, or just doesn't care about politics? Could be an option when I get round to doing the Stormcloak interactions, but I'm not at that stage yet. Can Lucien have a line where he says Ancano smells like old shoes? Maybe. I don't recall Hoth ever saying anything about Stormcloaks. Hey, I love Ice Cream 01. Yes, I do. Hello there, my name is Lucien Flavius. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Acquaintance? Acquaintance. Acquaintance. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I love Ice Cream 01. Marvellous. I say, hello. Goodness me. Anyway, there we go. Bing, bing, bing. That's another book done. We're going to take ages recording these. It's going to take so long. But that's life. The things I do for my art. Right. Go on then. Which of these other two is shorter? How many characters are you? I don't know. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, we'll do tragedy. We can do some fun voices for it. La da 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 da. Oh, what am I doing? No, not there. Oh, crumbs. No, stop it, stop it, stop everything. Hold up one carton picking minute. What? Oh, no. Okay, stop. Save. Don't accidentally delete everything we just wrote. That would be bad. With a capital bad. Right, Sithis. Oh, we just deleted the first line. Well, that's not right. Let's put that in there again. Ah, can't highlight. What is going on? Let me highlight the words. Thanks for the follow, BlenderKit17. Welcome to the stream. How long is a cotton picking minute? Yeehaw, I don't know. However long it takes to pick cotton in a minute. So a minute, I suppose. Unless it's like a light year. Maybe time behaves differently when you're picking cotton. How many of the books have you done lines for now? I'll show you. About 7. Not many, it takes ages. You know, it's a massive amount of work for something that barely any players will ever use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 books. List of them is on my website. See you, Shuckleberry. And see you, Mads. Enjoy your Thanksgiving shenanigans. J.R. Lucien reading. What's he reading now? We said A Tragedy en Noir. A Tragedy in Black. How do we spell tragedy? With a Y, because that's how it's spelled. Do I plan on writing more books, like in the real world? Real world books? Or are we talking modding? What sort of thing are we talking about? Yes! Lots! Lots of books. Not much I can tell you about at this stage. There's the one at the end of Lonely Worlds. There's a chapter of an upcoming book, which is a work in progress that's kind of been on pause for the last couple of years while I've worked on Lucien instead, because none of you had heard of me before I did Lucien. So, makes sense. But yeah, that one's called The Storybreaker. That one is sort of half done. It's, as I said, it's been on the back burner. But I do want to finish that and publish it. And you get that little sneak preview at the end of Lonely Worlds. So there's that. Good for you, Dragonborn. I've never seen Glee, so I don't really know what you're talking about. But great. Ping. What goes on? It's cool. Thank you so much for the sub, Rainstorm Wonder. Is it a long book? No, it's a very short book, Ducking Awesome. It's a novella rather than a novel. Is Storybreaker a continuation of Lonely Worlds? Like all my writing, and like the Lucien mod, it's all set in one narrative multiverse. It's a continuity where crossovers are always a possibility, and I'm sure will happen in the future. But it's set in a... So Lonely Worlds is set in many worlds through the on a trajectory through the multiverse. It's a cosmic fantasy adventure. Storybreaker, on the other hand, is set in one specific world that is referenced in Lonely Worlds. Avalon, or Avalon, is the name, depending on how you want to pronounce it. But Ava''Lon is the city that Storybreaker is predominantly set in. And that is referenced in Lonely Worlds. There's a knight in Lonely Worlds who's from there. So, yeah, there is that sort of connective tissue there. But no, it's not a continuation. It's not a continuation of Felix's story, though Felix will show up again in the future. Is the Destined connected as well? Yeah, so, right, so Mythicia, the Destined, I wrote when I was 14, and I was 14, you know, I like to think my writing has significantly improved since then, so I don't advertise it, because if I'm honest, it's not very good. Mythicia. Lonely Worlds I'm quite proud of. Mythicia, I was proud of it for what it was at the time. It's not a very good book. However, it is part of the overarching canon. Again, it's referenced in Lonely Worlds. You know, there's references there, Easter eggs. If you have read it, you know that you see. But it's not something I'm planning on taking forward as part of the important narrative, really. It's something I'd like to maybe revisit in the future sometime in some way. I've got a few ideas about it. But it's not something I'm going to be, you know, pushing people to buy. Because as I say, it's a bit naff. There you go, self-plugging. Oh dear. I mean, check it out if you're interested, if you want to see what I was like when I was writing at 14, and if you want absolutely every bit of content that forms part of the Connective Universe. But please don't buy it expecting Shakespeare, because Shakespeare it is not. Hi, Vico, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a lovely day. Right. Now, how are we going to break this up? Because normally I break them up by paragraph, but that's going to be rubbish. So maybe we'll do like a few lines at a time. That is true. Shakespeare is in fact dead, so it would be surprising if I were him. Hey, E Blackbird WR. Welcome to the Streameroony, as the kids call them. Maybe. I don't know.
You have summoned me. You have summoned me.
Mother says I'm good with spells. Someday I'm going to be a wizard, maybe even archmage.
And what would your mother know of magic, boy?
She's a wizard. She's an enchanter at the Arcane University. I'm having a lovely Thursday, thank you. I was complaining earlier about having achy legs of being on a bike ride. But it was a lovely bike ride. Isn't there a conspiracy theory that Shakespeare was actually the Queen? I'll be honest, I've not heard that one. And I can think of a few reasons why that one is unlikely. Mainly that the Queen was probably a bit busy being the Queen to be Shakespeare. Because, you know, being Shakespeare is a full-time job. The guy did a lot. He was prolific. So, yeah. She's a wizard, an enchanter at the Arcane University. Tonight, the role of the young boy will be played by Mickey Mouse. And the role of Dramora will be played by Christian Bale's Batman. I mean, he was a bit of a tryhard, wasn't he? I mean, did you really need to write that many plays and sonnets as well? Like, come on. Give everyone else a chance. You shut up. I read the scroll. I get to tell you what to do. The Dramora was silent. Compulsion bound his voice. I want to know how to make a magic dress. I need it for her birthday. Who voiced Doomsbethar? Me!
Slay them, my children! Your god commands it, and bring me their leader's corpse.
Obviously with a voice changer and everything. I pitch shift it down by about an octave or so and add some echo effects and reverb and stuff. And a waveform modulation thing, you know, to make it a bit cyber.
But my dear Master Flavius, if I shut them down, however would they kill you?
You want them to kill us?
But of course. You, or more specifically your taciturn friend there, will be my salvation. But first, you very much need to die. Don't bother trying to leave. I've taken the liberty of sealing the door. Apologies.
If the opportunity came up, would you do voice acting for a movie/game? I would love to! But the opportunity hasn't come up, and I'm quite busy. But if anyone ever got in touch with me and said, yo, would you like to do voice acting for this movie or this game? I would say, yeah, you bet! Sign me up. Love it. We'll do that. Slightly over the character limit, but no one's going to notice. Shh. Yeah, that's funny, bud. Really? Why do I need it?
with a hidden smile. A hidden smile, of course, looks like this.
Yeah, well, okay, so Doomsbuffar is psychically linked to Lucien, right? That's my justification for why Doomsbuffar has the same voice as Lucien, only pitch shifted. In case anyone ever notices. So it's a psychic field that he's using to interact with you and Lucien. So he's psychically linked to Lucien, so he uses Lucien's vocab to an extent. So taciturn, he's got straight out of Lucien's brain. Because obviously he doesn't speak English or whatever language. What do they speak? Is it Imperial or Common or something? What do they call it? In any case, he doesn't speak that. He speaks Dwemerus. Naturally. But yeah, he pinches the rest out of Lucien's brain. Tamrielic. There we go. Hey, Aged Pie. Welcome to the stream. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Right, I'm going to close this and save before we lose all our progress, because that does happen sometimes. Where are we? There we go. This is long! Why did you make me do it, Check? It's taking millions of years and I'm aging to death. Look at the wrinkles forming on my face. I don't like breaking these lines up though, so I will keep them even though they are over the character limit. I think it's worth it to keep these as individual lines rather than breaking them up. Ooh, what happened there? There we go. See you, Petra win. Enjoy your things. Yay for pizza, Shadow Wolf. What kind of pizza did you have? So how big is the one in this Soul Jam?
Oh, that one is empty. You'll have to fill it. But it can hold the largest of souls easily. Do you know how to do that?
No, the young man said suddenly.
Let me show you.
You cast a spell.
Like this.
Etc., etc. La da 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 da. A supreme pizza? What's a supreme pizza? Onions are excellent. They're remarkably versatile. Everything has onions in. Not everything, but many things have onions in. Everything starts with an onion. That's what my mother always used to say. Still says about cooking. She's fine. See you, watcher. Thanks for dropping by. You setting up a book reading? Hey, Avery. Yes, I am doing that. We're doing A Tragedy in Black. Or in French, Une Tragédie Noire. Ooh da da do da 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 do da 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 la 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 la. What am I doing? I'm just singing random things. Let me show you cast a spell like this. Yeah, that was where we got to. So we carry on with this one. You cast a spell like this. The tendrils of the soul trap spell spilled from his fingers and surrounded the boy. Oh no, the young boy's in trouble. He in trouble. He in trouble. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Something's come along and it's burst my bubble. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Don't really know the rest of the song, but I sort of learned a bit of it from the Power Rangers movie.
How about now? The Dremora asked, plunging his talons into the youth's ribcage. His heart beat only once before it was pulled from his chest.
Oh no, Spaghetti-O. Oh yeah, Alduin is real. It is quite short, isn't it? I'll look that one up in a minute after we're done with this one. I have never played Nosgoth, but you're right. I think I own it. I think I got it in a humble bundle, but I have never played it. Humble bundle is great, by the way. If you've never done it, do check it out. You can get some amazing deals, and it supports charity. Like, what's not to love? His soul tried to flee, but was trapped by the spell and drawn into the gem. Only black soul gems can hold the souls of men and elves. And we're going to do another save. What do I need to do before inserting an actor into a scene? What do you mean? What do you need to do? You need to download the creation kit. You need to plan your scene, maybe sing a song. Prepare thyself. Yeah, that's the one, Avery. If you mean how do you get your actor to show up here, it'll mean you have to make it an alias in the quest. If you've got to have a quest, you can only add actors into scenes if they're a quest alias. Thank you so much for the sub, Vickle. That is very kind of you. Nuna's got un questione. Any idea what would prevent a plugin from being saved in CK/Xedit? What happens when you try? Another sub. Thank you so much, Vickle. The changed ones from the DLC. It's quite short. Yeah, but okay, I know you said it doesn't save. What happens when you try and save? What occurs? You hit yes and the CK won't close. What do you mean by that? So you're hitting this little save button up here? You hit this one? And the little asterisk. You'll have a little asterisk there if you've had changes made to your file. So there's a little asterisk there now. When I next hit the save button, that asterisk will disappear. Is that asterisk there beforehand? And does it disappear when you hit save? No, let's go and find your mother. Did Tiny Lucien go poof? No, he's here. I think he's probably just behind my, Oh, no, he's in the corner. He's around. He's here. Woo! After all, I have another black soul gem. Now I am going to stick that one on the end there, actually. Because it's one line, and we only go over by one character, so it could be worse, couldn't it? And there we go. When I went to close the CK, it asked to save. Yes, and it just didn't do anything. Could only close if I said no. Did you have Xedit open at the time? Because if you have a file, an ESP open in Xedit at the same time as it's open in the creation kit won't save. Okay, well, in that case, I've got nothing. You could try running... Oh, if you're running it through MO2, then I don't know. It's probably something to do with that. As you know, I don't use MO2. But I know MO2, running it through MO2 does do certain things, doesn't it? You could try not running it through MO2, see if that works. Or you could... Are you using CK fixes? Because you probably want to use CK fixes. Just to be clear, I'm not saying MO2 breaks CK. I have no assumptions about that. I'm just saying that might be something to do with what's happening. Otherwise, you could try running with admin privileges. Run it as admin. That could be something to do with it. That's all I've got, I'm afraid. See you, Yami. Shout out from Arcanor saying the somethings will now return. Right, okie dokie. So we've done that now. That's all done, Aruni. Add phase at end. Dialogue. Well, that was a bit horrible. I won't be sleeping. Ah, no, because it might be nighttime when you're reading this. I was going to say I won't be sleeping tonight, but that doesn't quite work. Or it could be just be morning. Oh, no, it does work, actually. It does work. No, it doesn't work, because what if you've woken him up in the middle of the night? What if he was asleep, and you wake him up at 1 a.m. and ask him to read you this book? It wouldn't make sense for him to say, I won't be sleeping tonight then. Because he'd say, I won't be going back to sleep. So no. But thank you so much for the sub, Aged Pie. 2 subs, thank you. Well, that's just started a hype train. So you guys get emotes and things if you're interested in emotes and things. Yeah, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Something to do with nightmares. Can you have multiple possible answers depending on time? Yes, you can, but it's faff. I prefer to have something that just works generically. Okay. Well, that was a bit horrible. I know what my nightmares are going to be about for the next week or 3. There you go. That works. Sorted. Thank you so much for the bits, Check and Vickle. Check and Vickle, when you say them together, it's like chicken Vickle. That sounds tasty. I fancy a chicken Vickle. I feel like it would be like a Kiev, but flatter. Maybe like a cross between a Kiev and a pretzel. A chicken Vickle. Yeah. Thanks for the bits, Gigi. Right, Vickle, I have a really what I think is basic question. How do you create a dummy ESP in the CK that could be used to load textures? If there's a simple Google result, I didn't find it the other day. What do you mean? I'll be honest, I don't work with textures very often. I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. Because you don't need an ESP to load textures. If you just drag the textures into the correct places in your Skyrim game directory, you don't need an ESP at all. The only reason you'd need an ESP is if your textures are contained within a BSA. So if that's the case, to make a BSA load, then what you need to do is just open the creation kit and create a new file, don't do anything, and hit save. So if you have a look at my tutorial series, How to Make a Follower Like Lucien Flavius, and you look in episode 1 where I show you how to create a new ESP, if you just do that, create the new ESP, and then just hit save and don't do the rest of the tutorial, that should do the job. And then if you give it the same name as the BSA, then that will cause the BSA to load. Thank you so much, Anonymous Gifter! No more Daleks! Oh, but we love Daleks! Daleks are awesome! But there you go, I hope you enjoy. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter, you're a lovely person. That's nearly got you guys to tier 3 of the level 3 of the hype train. You've got 94% of level 2. So it'd just be a little... Oh, there we go. Vickle's pushed it over. Thank you so much, Vickle, for the bits. You are wonderful. Right. Story done. Exterminate the Daleks. Exterminate. That's my Dalek impression, which I'll be honest isn't the best. I can make Dooms without having an Easter egg about that. That would be fun. He's got one for Alpha from Power Rangers. If that's an Easter egg for you. I don't know whether any of you guys have noticed that. If you talk to Doomsbathar after Intruders, when he's in his like little robot form, and if you talk to him enough times, he has a very small probability of going "ay ay 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 ay," which is totally a Power Rangers reference. So do try that if you're up for that. Sorry, I might have just spoiled that as a surprise, but it is there. Hey, no more Daleks. Well, thanks for tuning in. Lovely to have you here. Hello, Patrick the Doc 10. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, you'll have to spam him, I guess. I'm not quite sure what the probability is, but it'll probably be something like 20 to 50 times, depending on how lucky you get. But it will happen eventually. Thank you so much for the sub, Vickle. Patrick the Doc 10 is that Doc 10 as in David Tennant, 10th Doctor? Bonus annoying Doomsbathar, exactly, yeah. Quite. He'll also say your custom name sometimes for some of the names, depending on how long you've been subscribed for on Patreon. He'll be like, Joseph. But he doesn't say Joseph, because I didn't bother with that one. But he does do that. I had a great idea for a new little scene for him to have at some point in a future update. I think I might do it next April, for April Fools. But I came up with a very silly conversation it might be fun to have with Doomsbathar. Doom's thundering your name, exactly. Yeah. Thanks for the bits, Vickle. Yeah, Nuna, I have recorded a Narusa. So you can listen to that when the update comes out. Sorry it's taken so long to get all your stuff in there. But I do hope it pays off. There are some, so, you know, oh, thanks so much for the sub, Blackbird. So I keep, you know, every month I add a new line. I add a new line for every custom name for every month the person who requested that custom name stays subscribed on Patreon. And I'll be honest, it's getting to the stage where it's quite challenging to keep thinking of new ones. So they've become more and more specific and random. Like they have become more and more really specific situations, so that you'll probably end up discovering them in places where you wouldn't expect, like at particular points during the quest lines and all of that. What's going on with that guy's muscle? What is he doing? He's punching himself in the shoulder with a thing, and it's all that's weird. I don't like that. That makes me feel queasy. Ugh. But yes. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of lines there, and some of them will surprise you. Right, so we still got Wabberjack as a possible. There was another one that was quite short, wasn't there? The Changed Ones, didn't you say it was called? From Dragonborn. Oh, the Changed Ones. 100 bits for scrolling. Thank you so much, Vickle. You are wonderful. So you guys are 67% of the way through the level 3 hype train, and you have 40 seconds left. If you are interested in pushing it to the next level and want the emotes, then you'd have to go within the next 30 seconds or so. But if you're not fussed, please don't worry about it. I'm very happy to keep doing all of this without donations or anything. Please never feel obliged to support me financially. But if you do want those emotes and stuff, now's the time to go for it. But otherwise, don't worry. Right, that's enough about the hype train. Oh, yes, this is lovely and short. Thank you for the suggestion. Thank you so much, Vickle. That's pushed us up to 90%. If you want to just push it over the edge, it's just got 8 seconds left. But thank you so much, Vickle. That's wonderful of you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's just pushed it over to level 4 with like 1 second left. Thank you so much, Shadow Wolf, for the sub. That's wonderful of you. Right, so I think that's reset the timer. So yeah, if you wanted to push to level 4, you've got more time for that, but please don't worry about it. But that's so generous of you all. Thank you so much. Right. So let's do this. Nice and short. Well, it looks short because it's one big paragraph. It's probably quite long, but it's fine. Hello, Druxy Deity. Welcome back to the stream. It really was the last second, Vickle. Couldn't have left it any later. Close that ad. Stop playing ads on my stream. Gugh. Right. Thank you so much for the sub, Blackbird. Isn't there a song about blackbirds? Can't remember it now. I mean, there's the whole one for sorrow, two for joy kind of. No, that's magpies. Isn't there a song about blackbirds? Yes! Blackbird da-da-da on the edge of night. Something like that. It's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's something. Thanks for the bits, Aged Pie. Oh, and of course, there's sing-a-song of... Yes, blackbird singing in the dead of night. Something like that. Hey, Rainstorm Wonder, by the way. If I haven't said hello to you, welcome. Lovely to have you here. Also, sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye. Can't remember the next bit. 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie is opened... Something about the blackbirds will sing. Something about the king as well. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. No, I got nothing. Something like that. Anyway, obviously, they weren't baked well enough. Remember to cook your food properly. You know, if your blackbirds in your pie are still singing, then that needs another 20 minutes in the oven, at least. So that's cooking with Joseph. Isn't that, or wasn't that a dainty dish to set before a king? No, I think a king would be thoroughly unimpressed with a pie that's singing. More bits! Thank you so much, Vickle! You're very generous. Right, let's start implementing this. Oh, what was this called? This was called The Changed Ones, or The Changed Ones. Who knows how it's pronounced? Could be changed, could be changed. Didn't I once promise a cooking baking stream? I did! I will do one of those. I would love to do a cooking stream. I have a kitchen in the flat that I can use. It's going to be fiddly setting up the camera and everything in there, but I would love to do that as a special thing sometime for sure. It'd be good fun. I can't cook, by the way. Well, I can, sort of, but I'm not very good. And I can't bake. I've never really baked. So it'd be great to learn to bake with you guys encouraging me. Right, the changed ones. The shanged ones. Thanks for the bits, Aged Pie. I don't know, do you prefer aged pie or aged pie? I like aged. I think it sounds more mysterious. A sub as well, thank you, Vickle. Why would you have rye in your pocket? It's a good question. I guess if you needed to store it on your person, you never knew when you were going to need it. So you just got it there just in case you suddenly need rye. You know, you never know when life is going to suddenly require you to have rye. And it's very important that you're able to rise to the occasion. Thank you so much, Chevelle. Oui, le Chevelle, excellent. Nee. Right, let's do this. Let's do it. Oh no. Long sentences. My nemesis. Of all the Etada who wandered Nirn, Trinimac was the strongest. No one's strong like Trinimac. No one's long like Trinimac. No one's neck is incredibly thick as Trinimac. You guys are on 96%. Oh, thank you so much, Vickle. That's just pushed you over to level 4. More bits. Not more bits, more emotes for everyone. Thank you so much, Vickle. Pocket bacon. Now, that is a good idea. Everyone should have bacon in their pocket because you never know when you're going to want bacon. Do you know, if the whole streaming, writing, engineering thing doesn't work out, maybe I'll spin that off as a company. The Pocket Bacon Company by Joseph Russell. Oh, is it already a thing? Oh, if it's already a thing, oh, that's disappointing. Is it a thing? Or is it a new idea? Can I copyright it? Oh, it's a thing in Critical Role, is it? Oh, well, they probably have the rights to that one. That's a shame. Butane Boss pronounces aged like aged when referring to an adjective, and aged when as a noun. When can aged be a noun? It's only an adjective, isn't it? Something has to be aged. You can't just be unaged. They even took the missing god's name in vain. Thou shalt not take the missing god's name in vain. So one day, Boethia, Prince of Plots, precocious youth, tricked Trinimac to go into his mouth. Of course, as you do. Classic mythological nonsense. Very good. I like it. Do you ever think you'll complete your My Games list? What you think? Do I ever think I'll complete my backlog of shame that is My Games list? No! Never! Never in a million years. Take forever. Thank you so much for more bits, Vickle. Right, so Boethia and Trinimac and popping into his mouth and all of that. Boethia talked like Trinimac for a while then. Wow, Boethia, that was such a cunning scheme. Yeah, you really won't. There's years of hours, and exactly, there are years of gameplay in that list. But the list is there in case you guys ever are like, oh, I love that game so much, you should play that on stream. Or if you ever redeem the change game function or anything, channel points thing or anything like that, then you can know what games I actually have. Boethia told the mass before him the triangled truth. Love me, my true triangles. Very mathsy. Should show that to some of my students. Behold the triangled truth. No one's something Gaston, no one's something Gaston, no one's something and something and something Gaston. So what a sub does, Patrick the Doc, is it means, one, you don't see any ads on my stream, whereas normally you will see ads here. Number two is that you'll get channel points at twice the normal rate, which allows you to redeem fun things to make me do in the stream. You'll get double voting power. Whenever I do a poll, your votes will count for twice rather than just the once. And also you can use your channel points to buy even more votes if you want. And you'll get access to the subscribers only channel in my Discord server. So those are the perks you get for being a sub. You know them stories where you can stop a vampire by throwing rice and they have to counter it all? If I ever become a vampire, just yell some language questions to me, I'll be there for ages. Hey Mazakin, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the bits, Vickles. You're being so wonderfully generous. Thank you. Literally no idea what you're talking about, Druxy. What are you talking about? Hydrate? Certainly will. And the hype train is finished. You guys hit level 4, so you get those cute train badges and things and emotes and all that. Very exciting. Thank you so much for all your support. That's so lovely of you all. It really does make a massive difference to my general life. you know, I couldn't afford this place if I didn't have you guys. So thank you for that, honestly. And there we go. Finished. Oh, Chevelle's got a good joke. Let's back up. Let's back up. What sound does Joseph make when he's creeping through the road? Oh, messed up the delivery. We'll go again. What sound does Joseph make when he's creeping through the woods? He rustles. I love that. Oh, kudos to Chevelle for that. That's great. No one drops bits like Vickle, requests the hits like Vickle. No one fails to make sure this rhyme fits like Bard Vickle. Right, let me just actually read. What was the story we just read? Of all the... Right, so Trinomac. Trinamac's very strong. Boethia jumped in his mouth and said horrible things. And then lied to them, showed them Trinomac was the biggest lion of all, told the Master to try, showed them the... Yeah, that's just a bit weird, isn't it, though? So that's what we'll say. Gosh. That was all a bit odd. Not really sure what happened. But that's the way with all the best mythology, isn't it? Done. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Right, okay. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at Cats of Skyrim and see how long it is. Shout out to Bard of Forja, or Forja, I always forget how to pronounce that. Shout out to Bard for creativity and fun from Vickle. Yeah, it could be alright. It's quite long. I'm going to have my work cut out recording all of these, to be fair. It's going to take me ages. Is there anything shorter? Does anyone know anything that's shorter than that? Just because it's so much work to keep recording these. Literally takes me like an entire afternoon just to do... Well, it takes an entire 3-hour stream to do one book. Is anything shorter that we've got? Alduin is real. We can try that. Shout out from Mazakin to Mazakin's mum for teaching them how to budget. That's quite long as well. It's too long. Really? That's longer than Cats. Memories. For ya. Anything shorter that you guys have got? Unfortunately, I've had a look and I couldn't find a list of anything sorted by length. Shout out from Druxy to everyone here for being kind and delightful and cool. Catalogue of armor/weapon enchantments. Let's have a look. Catalogue of armor enchantments. Too long. Catalogue of weapon enchantments. Too long. No, Alduin is real's too long. Thanks for the follow, Zedzilla. I'd really love to end with just something nice and short that won't take me long to record. What have you found, Nova Blade? Boethia's Glory? Ah, good. Short. Lovely and short. Points to Nova Blade. Thank you, MVP. Wonderful. That's exactly what I'm after. Boethia's Glory it is. Boethia's glory. Where's Boethia's glory? And then that'll be enough to end the stream there. And Lucien will have a little line at the start of this when you ask him to read it, just clarifying that he's just reading this for academic purposes and that he's not, in fact, praying to Boethia. You're right, Rivermoon. That is really random. I had a dream the other day that I was flying up a mountain. So, is there an alternate reality when I can fly? That would be fun. Thanks so much for the follow, Patrick the Doc 10. Alon Z. Well, I'm going to be doing the voices for Tragedy in Black, if that counts. Long is the arm of Boethia, and swift is the blade. Deep is the cut, and subtle is the poison. Tonight the role is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Long is the arm of Boethia, and swift is the blade. I'll be back. Dwemakog, you're back. The alias is indeed being shown as filled after the dialogue. That is great news. That narrows it down. If I want to add the line evaluate package, how do I refer to the speaker NPC besides Bob? You'll need to do your alias, and then you'll need to do .getReference. And then, so your alias, you'll have your alias object, which will be, I think, alias underscore, and then the alias's name. You can check by clicking on the properties button for the quest. So you'll need the alias, and then you'll need to do .getReference, and then .evaluate package. Or you can use the reference ID. You can, if you set up a property for the specific reference of the NPC, you could use that one instead. What you can't use is the NPC record, because that is just for the NPC, the actor record, which could have multiple copies in Skyrim. What you need is a reference of that specific NPC. That's another thought, by the way. Are you trying to fill the NPC record or the reference alias? Because if you try and put an NPC record into an alias, that just won't work. That's another thought. Do you get what I'm saying? Hey, Sacrilicious. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome. Exactly. Actor ref, not actor base. So I'll show you. Do I have a cog? If you have a quick look. I'll just close this for a sec. Okay. Where's Lucien? This is the NPC record. JR Lucien. This is the NPC record for Lucien. This is not what you want to try and fit into the alias, because this is a generic record describing what a Lucien looks like. You can spawn in multiple Luciens in the console by using this record. Not what you want. The ID is 05005900. If you do this, try and put this into an alias, it just won't work. You'll get an error in your papyrus log. If you try, and what you want is the reference alias, and that you will find on the specific reference of where your NPC is in the world. So if we open up Falkreath Dead Man's Drink. Where's the boy? Here he is. That's Lucien. You click edit on him. Reference ID. 05005991F. JR Lucien. This is the reference. This is the specific Lucien we're talking about here. So that's for a Lucien. This is for the Lucien. This is the one you want to fill into the alias. So do make sure you're doing that. A unique actor base should only ever have one actor ref. That is true. But what the script is looking for when you're filling into an alias is that. Variable name, yeah, .force ref2 AK speaker. Yeah, that would work. I think. I'm 99% confident that would work. It should do. Because AK speaker should return the reference alias. So that should do the job. Have you checked, by the way, that all your properties are filled? That's an easy one to make, an easy mistake to make. When you click properties, make sure they're filled and not empty. Because I forget that sometimes, and then it just won't work. Nothing will happen. So in that case, you can do akspeaker.evaluatePackage. That'll work. If you just have another line underneath your variable name .forceRef2, if you underneath that one you just put akspeaker.evaluatePackage with the, don't forget the little brackets. You're laughing. Do that. Try it. See if it works. If it doesn't work still, if you still don't get your result, the next thing to do would be to consider, because you have a package stack, right? This is how it works in the game, is you have a package stack, and your NPC will work its way down the packages that are currently available until it finds the first package in the stack that is the first package in the stack that the conditions are satisfied for. And if it finds a package that the conditions are satisfied for, it won't bother moving on to any others, it'll just pick that one. So if you have any mods adding packages to your NPC that are higher priority than the package you want to add, then it'll never get to the package you want to add, it'll just do that one. So that could be a thing. If you have packages on the NPC record, I believe they will take priority over the packages on the quest. So you might want to condition those packages on the NPC record to no longer be true. Basically, any other packages you have that might be higher up in the stack than the one you want, you need to condition those to no longer be true when that particular alias is filled. If that makes sense. Try that. These are just ideas. I'm just spitballing here, suggesting things that might work for you, because it's troubleshooting. But these are all things that you can try. Right, let's finish the... Boethia's Glory. Gloriana, Boethia, Gloria, Boethia, Gloriana, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Thanks for the bits, Vickle. That's actually what that was the theme from the Victoria ITV TV series. But with Boethia instead of Gloriana. So thank you, Vickle. Patrick, we have a Discord. If you want to have a look under, if you look under the stream, you should see a link to it. And we have a Doctor Who channel in the Discord specifically to talk about Doctor Who. So if you want to share your Who-related stories, that might be a good place. Love to hear them. No, Lucien does not worship Boethia. He is just reading this book out. Wow. These Boethia followers are really into their worshipping, aren't they? Also death. Can't say I'm keen. Speaking of TV series, were you an extra on The Crown? Is that what was happening in that pic? Yes, Vickle, I was in season 4, episode 8 of The Crown. I can't remember the mark now. It's in the first 5 minutes in the flashback sequence. You can see my little face for 3 seconds in the background behind the young Margaret Thatcher while she's having a photo taken. It's me. Have a look. It's me. It's very exciting. So I did 3 days of work for that 3 seconds. Yeah, I was having a happy conversation. So there was this lovely guy I was chatting to, who was another extra. And the scene we were recording was that I'm waiting there, and he's supposed to be one of my professors or something who comes up to me and speaks to me. So that was what happened in the action, in the 15 seconds of action or whatever. I was there, and he would come over and speak to me, and we'd talk. And they couldn't tell what we were saying, so I could say anything. So we had this conversation. We did about 15 takes over the course of an afternoon. To ages, and we'd have this conversation that would go in like 15-second chunks where he'd walk over to me, I'd say, hi, yeah, how you doing? And we'd talk for a little bit, and then he'd ask what I was doing at uni or whatever, and then we'd have to go apart, and he'd go away. And then he'd come back, and he'd say, so you were telling me about your course, and I was saying, oh yeah, this is the work that I'm doing at the moment. And he'd say, oh, that's great, and went away. And then he'd come back, and I'd say, so what are you doing? And so that's why I'm smiling as I'm chatting to him about something. He must have made a joke or something like that, but that's what's going on there. Yes, I photobombed Margaret Thatcher, exactly. But yeah, keep an eye out for episode 8. Season 4, episode 8. It me. I don't care. I mean, it's not... I don't get any cut of the profits or anything like that. So whether you watch or not, it means nothing to me. But if you are watching, do keep an eye out. You can't imagine me not smiling. Here we are. I can't... That's so sad. Oh my god, so sad. I can't. There we go. That's me not smiling. Okay. I can't cry on demand though. Never learned to do that. Sorry to break your heart. That's what they call me, you know, Joseph Heartbreaker Russell. Joseph Danger Suavius Heartbreaker Lucien Russell. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Is it easy? It's not easy for me. It's tricky. Unless I've got onions. If I've got access to onions, I'm much better at crying on demand. Right. Guys, I'm done working on Lucien there for the night, I think. I don't think there's any point in us adding any more books because I'm not going to have time to record them. So I'll do my best to try and get those recorded in time for version 1.6.0. Thanks for the posture check. Very important. Joseph, first of his name, of the House Russell, of the House Danger, Lord of Suavius, Master of... Can't remember what the rest of the things were now. Anyway, right, yes, so back to the camera, I think. So you can look at me, you can look at my face, it's me! Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I keep saying I'm so excited to release this update. I'm working on it as fast as I can. It will be coming out soon. There's lots to have fun with. Oh, a raid of 34, just as I was ending. Well, I suppose I'll have to keep working then. Give you some content. While you guys are here. Fine, we'll do something else for a bit. Since you're all here. Got to entertain you. I was just going away, but hi! Welcome, raidy people! Thank you so much for the raid. That's very exciting. Carl Milo? You're lovely. Thank you. Right, what should we do then? What should we do? What do you want to do with the time since we've got loads of people? Now, I'm not singing something, Jack. I'll refund you those points because whenever I sing something, everyone leaves. I say everyone. Many people leave, and I've just got a raid, so I'm not sending them all away again. Thanks for the follow, Carl Milo. What made you raid me? Lovely of you to do that. Very nice. Welcome, all of Carl Milo's people. I hope you're having a lovely day, wherever you are in the world. What have you just come from? What have you been doing? But yeah, I'm just working on Lucien version 1. Yeah, what do you mean? What made you raid you? Like what made you think Joseph are a follow model? That's very nice of you to say. Thank you. Oh, you've been doing Beyond Reach, have you? I've never played that. Is it any good? What's it like? Raiding is good on Twitch. It means new viewers. It means new people have come to the stream, which is lovely. We love having viewers. New viewers is brilliant. If any of you feel like following, that would be wonderful. Hey, Scully Game HD. Thank you so much for the follow, Scully Game HD. An HD follow. High definition, many pixels. Thank you. So I was going to add that Doomspathar thing, actually. That might be fun. Where is it, though? Where is it? It's Horse Quest? I think I got it in Horse Quest. No, Druxy, don't threaten people with crossbows. What have I told you about threatening people with crossbows? It's not friendly. Do I use animated armory in Skyrim? No, I do not. I've never tried it. Is it good? Should I be? Okie pokey. What was that? What was I going to add? It was a reference, wasn't it? Exterminate. That was it. That was it. Let's put it in, let's put it in the personal quest. Let's put it as a boss fight line. Must remember to have this. And must remember to actually voice this. Thank you so much for the sub, anonymous gifter. There you go, Carl. You get a sub. Now, where is it? Where? Taunts. Boss fight taunts. There we go.
Pathetic fleshlings. You have no hope. Your death is inevitable. You cannot win.
Etc. So we're going to do another one in here. I'm going to add one in here. And I'm going to flag it with random end so that it's there. So I don't forget that I've voiced it. I haven't voiced it yet. We're going to have exterminate. And we're gonna put a probability thing on that, make it more of an Easter egg. Reduce the probability of it a bit. So get random % is less than, and I'm gonna bump this one down to 10%. So there's only a 10% chance he'll pick this line. And he'll generally prefer the other ones. But there we go. And it's got this SOM dialogue 2D, which means his dialogue will still be audible. It won't scale down with distance, which means it'll be nice and booming in your ears, which is what we like. Pets to Mazakin's cat. Yes, Mazakin's cat deserves many pets. The pet gets pets. Pet the pet. There we go. Exterminate. Love it. Lovely stuff. And the actor here is a talking activator. The Dooms with RTA is where these lines are emitting from, so they should emit from that central core during the boss fight. So that's what's going on there. Okay. Any of you guys got any questions, by the way? New people raiding. This is a modding workshop, so I'm always very happy to answer any questions about Lucien, about modding, about me, anything, tips for your modding, what I think of your ideas, anything like that. Feel free to shoot them at me. My brain is ready for picking. My wisdom is yours to siphon as you will. What are you currently making? Currently working on Lucien version 1.6.0, which I'm aiming to have ready for Christmas. It's got over 1,000 new lines of dialogue in it, so it's fairly major. Big update. I don't know if that apostrophe Discord button works, Carmilo, but if you look under the stream, if you look under here, you should see a link to the Discord in all the links under there. It should be there underneath the stream. If you have a quick look, you should see it. But otherwise, Nuna, if you're around, could you drop them a link by any chance, my wonderful moderator friend? Oh, Carmelo's got it. There you go. It's under the stream. But yeah, that's the Discord. You're very welcome to join that wholesome community. We try and keep everything nice and fluffy there. Lots of new news about Lucien. If you're interested in keeping up with that, it's all there. But so are these streams, really. That's where you can find out the most about what I'm working on right now. But the new update adds a whole bunch of stuff. It's mainly fleshing out the dialogue with a bunch of new variants. And there's some surprise stuff I can't talk about. And there's some songs Lucien will sing on demand for you if you want. So you can ask him to sing Ragnar the Red if you hate yourself. Or Dragonborn Comes, etc. And then, what else have we got? Fix the philosophy line that drives everyone mad. That was broken, hence it was coming up all the time. Fix the conditions on that so that they're not broken now, which is important. So that's going to be fixed in version 1.6.0 as well. Oh yeah, the good morning Inigo's fixed as well, I think. It should be. I fiddled with it, it works on my end, but to be honest, it's always worked on my end. But I think I found what was causing that, and it shouldn't be a problem anymore. So I'm hopeful, but until we go into beta testing, I can't tell you for sure whether that's fixed or not. Now with less philosophy, exactly, yeah. Karita featuring Lucien Ragnar the Red Wen. I don't know what that means. Sorry. I'm sure it was very funny, but I don't know who that is, so I can't really comment. Oh, bless you, Druxy. That's kind of you to say. More philosophy. No. Less philosophy. Well, less of that specific line about philosophy. I like to think of philosophy as a way of conclusively resolving the big questions in life. Or is it? Discuss. Heck, Mazakin being attacked by a cat. Can't have that. That's bad. Don't be attacked by your cat. But I'm sure they mean well. I'm sure they're just trying to show you that they love you. Cats are nice. We love cats. Big fan of cats. Okay, I'm going to hit OK on that. And don't forget to save it. Very important. Yeah, I know. He says it too much. I know. But it's fixed now. I fixed it. I sorted it. Because if you look under JR Lucien Follower, Misk. If I can find it. If I go through all of this stuff. Hang on. Where is it? Here we are. I like to think of philosophy as a way of conclusively resolving the big questions in life. Or is it discussed? Now, you see here, I had an or instead of an and. That was the issue. Because I'm an idiot. But I fixed it. So it's fine. Won't come up. Well, it will come up, but it'll be much rarer, which I think is what we want, really. I don't think we hate the line fundamentally. It just needs to be rarer, is the problem that we've got going on here. Anything else that you'd like to see while I've got the file open? Any other sort of behind the scenes kind of stuff? I suppose there's mild spoilers in here. But there we go. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that, Scully. I don't think that's something that I would want to necessarily implement for Lucien. Last 20 minutes of the stream. What else can I add? Yay for Vickles, cat, a furry, overlord. Cats are the best, aren't they? I did want to have a look at the songs, actually. JR Lucien's songs. Because I want to check with you guys. This is all the songs, isn't it? Ragnar the Red, Dragonborn Comes, Age of Aggression, Tale of the Tongues. And Age of Aggression, I know there's also Age of Oppression, but Lucien's not a Stormcloak sympathizer, so we wouldn't do that one. Is there a limit on lines in text info? My CK keeps crashing. No, there is a limit, but it shouldn't let you type more than the limit. Thank you so much for the sub, Coffee with Dragons. Coffee with Dragons sounds excellent. I'd love to have a coffee with a dragon. I don't think there are any more, are they? Does Dragonborn, did the DLC add any more songs? Because there's a new bard and Solstheim, isn't there? Is there anything in there? Anything else we can throw in? Oh, I know a thing. Isn't there a Cliff Racer song? No?
Flying,
Flying.
flying, flying in the sky. Cliff racer, fly.
Oh, this is someone else's edited video that's going to get me copyright striked if I do that. But that, can I find the lyrics? Cliff Strider song? No, I want the Cliff Racer song. So this one he will only perform on demand. Can we find the lyrics? Anyone know where we can find the lyrics to the Cliff Racer song? I don't want that.
Flying in the sky. Cliff racer, fly so high. Flying.
That's it, isn't it? Isn't that pretty much it? Are there any more verses to it? Or is that the whole song? Awesome. That'll be a laugh. That'll get a giggle. Right. Flying with a little apostrophe and a dot. Flying, fly in the sky. Is that 4 Ys? Yeah. And then a dot, 4 dots. Fun Easter egg to copy it, I think. Cliff racer flies so high. Dot. Fly. How many Ys there? Just 1 Y and 3 N's. Flying. Dot. And we're going to do it again. We'll have a second verse. Oh, I said flying in the sky. Cliff racer flies so high. Flying. Thank you so much for the sub, Sonamerco. That's very lovely of you. Thank you. I do have the stream. I'm delighted Khajiit has the sub. And thank you for following, Quattro Carl. Great to have you here as well. Once Beyond Skyrim Cyrodiil comes out, will Lucien sing bard songs from Cyrodiil? Yes, that will be in the patch. For sure. Ooh, there's a Cliff Racer song in the ESO, is there? Oh, that's good. We can mix them together. Well, how does the ESO version go? Cliff Racer song ESO. Is that there? Here we are.
Tomorrow will be better. Is it? Praise the three, oh sweetest.
Come on. Give me your song.
Flying in the sky. Flying in the sky. Cliff racer, fly so high.
Trove blood, shut your trap.
Flying in the sky. Flying.
Okay, that's the same thing.
In the sky. Cliff racer,
Shut your fish
fly so high.
Okay, I think we've heard enough of this now. Ooh, rude.
What a
Okay, yeah, no, same thing. Flying in the sky. Cliff racer fly so high. Flying. Oh, I said flying, flying, flying in the sky. Oh, cliff racer, fly so high, flying, flying. Oh, I said flying, flying, yeah, flying in the sky. Cliff racer, fly so high, flying, flying, yeah. Thank you so much for the follow, Kibbles K. I'm going to assume that's thanks to my jazzed up flying in the sky cliff racer song. So, there we go. Thank you. You are welcome. I'm glad I've entertained you with such musical beauty. So, 3D NPCs I want to do a whole patch for. I want that to be a whole thing on its own. So I'll probably do songs from that in that patch. Yeah. But not in the main mod. You know, I don't want that to be a thing if you've got that patch there. Shout out from Druxy to the poor NPC that got punched. Yes, poor chap. He was only sharing his musical talents. So there we go, we got that. Now what I do need to do is set up the dialogue for this. Here we go, Ragnar the Red, the Age of Aggression, Dragonborn comes. That needs some lines. I better save, actually. Very important to save. The 5 Song of King Wolfhearth. I've never heard of that one. Patrick the Doc says, I've often wondered how hard it is to make a mod. I mean, my good friend Jim makes the Rigmore series and it normally takes him at least a year. Yeah, it takes a while. There's a lot of effort in it. I mean, you can see my streams. If you have a look on my YouTube channel, you can see my VODs of all these streams that we do for version 1.6.0. It's a lengthy process, but it's good fun. I mean, I started work on Lucien in 2017. It was summer of 2017. And then we released in summer 2018, or September 2018. So it took me a year from starting work to the initial release, and then it's obviously been 2 years of updates since then to get to the point where we're at. So that's how long I've been working on Lucien, and I work on him. I obviously don't work on him full-time because I have my PhD full-time. But I spend a lot of time working on him. Most of my free time goes into my creative stuff, like the streams and my YouTube channel and my book. You guys, you're here, you new raiders. I can plug this to you. I wrote a book. It's called Lonely Worlds. If you look in the underneath the stream, you can see a picture of it, and that takes you to Amazon, where if you wanted, you could buy it. It is 99 cents on Kindle, which is as cheap as it could possibly be. And it is canon to Lucien and everything. It's part of my sort of narrative multiverse kind of thing. So it's there if you want it. Book. It's only thin. Doesn't take long to read. It's a novella. It's a cosmic adventure, cosmic fantasy about the multiverse. Guy traveling through the multiverse. It's cool. Have a look at the book. Anyway, that's the plug over. So what was I doing? I was setting up this song's dialogue. Copy. Move to topic. What is the best mod etiquette for when I want to make a story mod that relies heavily on items and location from TES lore, but is also coincidentally present in LOTD? What do you mean? What do you mean the etiquette? Like, I'll be honest, I wouldn't. If you've got any flexibility about your story, I would not use the same artifacts that are in LOTD. Because LOTD is massively popular, and you'll be reducing the popularity of your mod by creating conflicts with narrative lore, not modding conflicts, but narrative conflicts with LOTD. And you want to have every advantage you can possibly get for getting your mod out there and pushing that mod. So I would encourage you to avoid having story conflicts with the Beyond Skyrim series and Legacy of the Dragonborn, Inigo, and any of the other really major mods. But it's up to you. Otherwise, you could contact them and see if they're interested in collaborating on a patch or something, but they probably will be too busy, I would have thought. Hey, so welcome to the stream. I'm afraid we're not here for much longer. It's the last 10 minutes, but it's lovely to have you here anyway, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So I wanted to move this to the Dragonborn Comes. Oh, that one's lovely. It's an old Nord legend. Goes a bit like this. Well, not just a bit, it goes like this. And then what that's going to do... Oh, back up. Hang on. Ragnar the Red. Right. Ah, yeah, because I did a bizarre implementation for this in order to allow you to make him sing constantly, if you want to. So what we're going to do is JR Lucien song choice dot set value. That's what we want. So set value 1 for Ragnar the Red. Age of Aggression, what value are you? Ah, now this is going to need some properties defined for it. Oh, I hate it. Right, compile. Hey, Wild Xanthir, welcome to the stream. Right, hang on. So JR Lucien song choice and JR Lucien song scene. These are the two properties we need to define. Right. Properties. Add property. And we're looking for a scene. JR Lucien song... Was it songs or song? I think it's song scene. See if I autofill that. Does it do it? JR Lucien song... Ah, it's songs with an S. But it's fine. That'll do. So JR Lucien song scene dot start. Should compile, I believe, if I've done that properly. Which it does. Oh, we've got a spam bot, have we? Ah, Nuna's on it. Thank you, Nuna. You're wonderful. Much appreciated. Right, and the other one was properties, and this is now a global variable. Type is global variable, and it was JR Lucien song choice. I think that was what it was called, wasn't it? JR Lucien song choice, there we go. So this is JR Lucien song choice dot set value. Now, I think this one was number 3, but I'll have to check. Shout out to Nuna for being the best from Mazakan. Let me have a quick look at the scene. That's number 4 is Tale of the Tongues. 3 is Age of Aggression. 2 is The Dragonborn Comes. Shout out from Druxy to all the moderators for being awesome and doing such a good job all the time. That is very true. Thank you, moderators. You make my life so much easier. So, yeah, that's the order of it. So we were going for... Oh, and of course I haven't actually conditioned this last one either. And this is random, and it says plays only once, but it's every... What are you? You are every 0.01, which is just enough to mean it won't play the same song again when you're on a loop. It'll pick a different song. That's the theory anyway. Now, this doesn't need the MQ. It does need get global value JR Lucien song choice equals, and this is now 5. Awesome sauce. And Walking Existential Dreads. We've written an epic story. Ha! That's funny, Mazakin. Your dad sounds great. Right, okay, back to the player dialogue. So Ragnar the Red is number 1. Age of Aggression is number 3. The Dragonborn Comes will be number 4. Again, we need to create, and you always need to compile it first to make it, and then you have to press OK and then open it again before you can edit the properties. For literally no reason, it's just the CK. Yeah, we normally stream until 8 PM, Bobzilla. That's normal on Thursday. It's normally 5 till 8 UK time. Probably not going to be doing any more songs now, but I'll refund you the points if you redeem it. But no, that'll be next time. But yes, normally if you redeem that, you get to request a song, and I'll sing whatever you want if I know it. Now, of course, this is disabled at the moment, and I'll need to remember to enable it when it's when it is recorded. But yeah, okay. So we want to do add property, and this is a global variable. JR Lucien song choice. And that should fill again automatically with the one that we want. That's good. And then we have a scene, which is JR Lucien songs scene. Next week starts the Christmas song requests. Yeah, I'll let you have those in December. I refuse to sing Christmas songs in November. But in December, sure, why not? Now this, we need 2 variants for, by the way. So this is going to be the first variant, which is conditioned on get stage. And this is Dragon Rising, which I'll need to check. Dragon Rising. And Dragon Rising is... the stages are number 10, number 13. So we want to make sure that that is less than 80. MQ104 is less than 80. Because the player does not yet know they're a Dragonborn. MQ104 is less than 80. No, we're going to go a bit further, actually. Is less than... oh, we might need 3 variants for this, actually. No, we'll just go less than 90. And we'll get random spend at the bottom. And, of course, this is J. And we need to define these new variables, which were... we did that already, didn't we? Yeah. So we want JR Lucien song choice dot set value, and this was 2. And we want JR Lucien songs scene dot start. Compile. Compile. I'm afraid I don't know the song, Sacrilicious. Sorry. And no, I've never seen Gravity Falls, Walking Existential Dread. Bad luck check. Right, so we're going to duplicate that now. Extremely appropriate. Here goes. And this is now if that is greater than or equal to 90, so you know you're the Dragonborn. We have this alternate response. Reminds you of what, Mazakin? What reminds what? Where? What are we talking about? And then the last one we wanted, well, we need the tail of the tongues. And we need JR Lucien follower, songs, cliff racer. And this is the cliff racer song. And I'm going to park it there because we're out of time now. Have I listened yet or do you give up? I haven't listened. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm rubbish. Yeah, Dwemer, you're best asking me during these streams, but if you put it in mod making, someone might be able to help you out there. I will if I'm around, but I tend to be quite busy these days, so I might not be able to help you directly there. Whereas obviously one of the streams, my time is yours. We're actually here doing this live. But I will do my best to respond when I've got time, but I can make no promises. I'm afraid, as I said, I'm not doing song requests now because the stream is over. And also I don't know any Kate Bush. But apart from that, so I'll just refund you those points. Don't worry. Those of you who've missed, who've asked for song requests and I haven't done them, I will refund you. No problem. You've wasted nothing. I'm afraid you have missed the party, Tense Chamomile. I'm just about to log off. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. Those new guys who've just joined the stream from the raid, if you've enjoyed this, please do consider following the channel. It really makes a difference to me. It means the world to me if you could consider that. I know it's just drivel. It's nonsense. But if it's the sort of nonsense you've enjoyed, please do consider following and tuning in next time because it's lovely to have new people here. There we go. So thank you all so much for watching. And I just need to work through, just refunding those points for those of you who didn't get your requests. Here we go. There we go. All sorted. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Lovely having you all here. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you next. Oh, well, I'll be back on Saturday. Saturday's the next stream. I'll have a gaming stream then, I believe. So it should be one of those. Hey, DKZOT. And 800008. Haven't spoken to either of you before, but lovely having you here. Right, yep, so I'm going to head off. Yay, thanks for the follow, Chaos X. Anybody else who wants to follow, it makes me very happy. It makes a lovely gling noise. But yeah, right, I will see you all around. Back on Saturday, back on Monday, and we do these streams, these modding workshop streams, we do every Thursday at 5 PM UK time. So do tune into those if you want to see more of this sort of thing. And yeah, Lucien version 1.6.0 coming to a computer near you within the next month. Or Xbox, coming on Xbox as well. Oh, and it adds the custom names to Xbox. Those of you who are on Xbox, we do adding all those custom names. It'll be available to you guys on Xbox now as well, who previously have never been able to access them because of the lack of SKSE. So yeah, there's that as well for those of you on XB1. So do look forward to that. But yeah, stay marvelous. See you all again really soon. Bye-bye.